Hi and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be unboxing, reviewing and swatching the watercolor confessions set of Art Philosophy. This particular one is the terrain set. As you know, I am a very big fan of the Art Philosophy sets. This is, I think, my fifth set that I have got. The first one that I had got from them was the Tropicals. I have been using that for close to 7 years, I think, right now, and it's still not over, and I use them pretty regularly. So I'm quite excited to get this particular one. So this here, it has 12 colors. It comes with a tin box. It folds out into two sides and has a mixing palette, which is here, and even underneath this. So if I lift this out, you'll be able to use that also as a palette. I'll show you in a moment how. And it also has a blank swatch card in which we are going to swatch out the colors and see how these are. This is what the palette looks like. It's got all of these tiny thumbnails also of the colors inside over here. It opens out like this. They have the swatch sheet, which all the 12 colors. They also have the numbers of these colors here. It also tells you their light fastness. These are brilliant, I think, user experience items that they have put over here. They also tell you what pigments are inside it. So this is very good information. And also the palette name, terrain. So if you happen to mix different swatches together, you don't have the problem of knowing which is what. So here are the colors. There is the fern, Spanish moss, the wine leaf, the early spring, the balsam, willow tree, blue shadow, sourwood, crabapple, maple, I'm so sorry about that, purple smoke tree, and the sassafras. I apologize if I am pronouncing any of them wrong, but I'm so excited to try out these colors. So at the first instant, these look a little bit like pastel colors, but at the same time they're not completely pastel. So I'm pretty excited to try them out. So in all of the boxes you will have the a sample of an artwork made out of these colors. So this is what all the colors inside look like. So I'm quite excited to try out the swatches. Let's unbox all of these and make the swatch sheet. It tells you the number on the outside, which is 121, and you will notice that when you unbox, on one of the sides of the tiny pan you will have the color. So in case you run out of these colors and you want to just refill your palette with just one, you can always do that. So this is what the palette looks like once it's unboxed. There are some pigments, some small powder which came out of this particular color here, which is the blue shadow. We'll figure out when we create a swatch if that's going to create an issue. So when you lift these up, you'll notice there's a palette at the bottom. Right now these are moving, but you will notice once you use them for a while, they tend to just stick really well, like they don't move around at all. So that happens once you start using them, so don't worry about it. You also have some space over here. I think in this one there's enough space to put the same size. I think in the older palettes you could just fit it only in the opposite direction, but this is pretty interesting if you want to fill in colors of the other ones. So let's create the swatch sheet and see how all of these colors come out on paper. We'll start with the first one, which is the fawn. It is a very beautiful color. It reminds me of terrains of different places. The next is the Spanish moss. I think seeing the color, it instantly does kind of remind you of moss. The next one is the wine leaf. So what I like is some of the colors are pretty bright, some are pretty subtle, so that way you get a good mix. The next is called as the early spring. The next is balsam. The next one is the willow tree. If you notice, all the 6 colors are in the family of green, and each one of them is so different from the other. This one is so vibrant, like it's emitting light, so that way it's really good, very interesting. The next is the blue shadow. This is the one from which the pigment, some grains were coming out. But that was in the packaging. I don't think it will affect the quality of the paint. A very beautiful blue color. So what I also like about Art Philosophy is the palette that they put together. It goes so well, so you don't have to worry when you're making a painting. You know that these 12 colors are enough to make beautiful paintings. And as the name goes, this particular palette will be perfect for any terrain painting that you're doing. Such a nice color. This is called as sourwood. The next is a crab apple. It looks like a flesh tint. I think that was the color. Oops, a little bit of the blue has gone in, so let me remove that. So it's the paper which is coming out, but it's not really graininess of the paint. The next is Methyl. Purple smoke tree. I can already think of like thousands of paintings I can create. All these kinds of leaves and different kinds of flowers that will come up. Even dried leaves of these colors. They look so beautiful. The last is the Sassafras. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or Sassafras, okay. Anyway, so these are what the colors look like. These are the 12 colors from the terrain set. I love them. They look absolutely beautiful, like all of the Art Philosophy palettes. These colors are also brilliant. The light fastness is pretty good. It says 3, and in some of the colors it says 2, and in this particular one it says 1. So there are different ones over here, and the entire palette, the color palette which they've created together, is amazing. I will put up very soon lots of videos using this particular palette, so you can follow along and create a lot of paintings. I hope today's video was useful for you. If you're looking to buy this particular palette, my verdict is definitely a yes. I love these colors. I've always liked all of their palettes, and this one is again another one that I absolutely love in terms of how they put their colors together. If you're new to my channel, do consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to get updates in the future. Thank you. See you in the next video.